Monday, December 18th, 2023, regular meeting of the Gardner City Council will come to order. The clerk will please call the roll.
Council Boone.
Present.
Council Craig Cormier.
Present.
Council Rhonda Cormier.
Present.
Council Darrell Lowitz. Council Harder.
Present.
Council Heath.
Present.
Council Mack.
Present.
Council Tassone.
Here. Present.
Council Tyros.
Present.
Council Walsh.
For the last time, present.
And President Kaczynski.
Present. Please rise to recite the opening prayer and say the Pledge of Allegiance. Almighty God, we thank thee for bringing us together this evening. Inspire us to worthy deeds and sound decisions, and direct us toward the attainment of good city government. We pray thee to bless and protect all the people of our city, and to so guide and inspire us that we may deliberate in unity and harmony. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Open meeting recordings. Any person may make a video or audio recording of an open session of a meeting or may transmit the meeting through any medium, subject to reasonable requirements of the chair as to number, placement, and operation of equipment used so as not to interfere with the conduct of the meeting. Any person intending to make such recording shall notify the chair forthwith. All documents and exhibits used or referenced at the meeting must be submitted in duplicate to the chair as they become part of the meeting minutes, pursuant to General Law, Chapter 30A, subsection 20. Is anyone here recording tonight's meeting? Okay. We will begin with the reading and approval of the September 18th, 2023 regular meeting minutes, October 2nd, 2023 regular meeting minutes, October 16th, 2023 informal meeting minutes, October 16th, 2023 regular meeting minutes, October 30th, 2023 special meeting minutes, and November 6th, 2023 regular meeting minutes. Councilor Ron Cormier.
Madam President, I make a motion that we waive the reading of the minutes and accept them as presented.
Second the motion.
Motion made by Councilor Ron Cormier, seconded by Councilor Walsh to waive the reading of the minutes and accept them as presented. Is there discussion on the motion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. The motion passes. There are no public hearings. There are no communications from the mayor. Petitions, applications, communications, etc. Item 11115, an ordinance to amend the Code of the City of Gardner, Chapter 600, entitled Vehicles and Traffic, Section 24, entitled Parking Prohibited on Certain Streets. Councilor Craig Cormier.
Yeah, thank you, Madam President. This is an item that comes to us from the Traffic Commission. This is in response to several complaints for neighbors in that area for that intersection being too narrow to traverse after the road has been narrowed when the repaving took place. The Safety Committee actually discussed this item, and while we're in favor of it, it has not been officially referred to the Safety Committee yet. So moving up to a motion, we were in favor of it. The police chief has spoken of doing this on a trial basis, as we've done with a couple of the other streets recently. But for the official purposes, I will refer this to Safety Committee for study and report.
Second.
Motion made by Councilor Craig Cormier, seconded by Councilor Tassone to refer the item to the Public Safety Committee for further study and report. Is there a discussion on the motion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. Motion passes. Petitions, applications, communications, etc. continued. Item 11114, scheduling a joint convention with the Gardner School Committee to appoint a Gardner representative / member to the Montechusett Regional Vocational Technical School District Committee. Councilor Tyros.
Thank you, Madam President. I move to schedule a joint convention with the Gardner School Committee and to post the position to advertise its availability to the public.
Second.
Motion made by Councilor Tyros, seconded by Councilor Boone to schedule a joint convention of the City Council and the Gardner School Committee and post position to be advertised to the public. Is there discussion on the motion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. The motion passes. Reports of standing committees. Safety Committee, item 11086, an ordinance to amend the Code of the City of Gardner, Chapter 600, entitled Vehicles and Traffic, Section 24, entitled Parking Prohibited on Certain Streets, Comey Street. Councilor Craig Cormier.
Yes, as this is still under a trial period at the moment, we would like to ask for more time.
If there is no objection, the committee will be granted more time. The committee will be granted more time. Item 11109, applications for motor vehicle dealers licenses Class 1. A, Salvador Chevrolet 442 West Broadway, Salvador Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram 442 West Broadway. Counselor Craig Cormier.
Yes, the committee had a chance to meet on this and discuss it with both the chief of police and the city clerk. Chief of police has said that both locations have been inspected by the police force. They are in compliance with their license currently, and they are also up to date on taxes. Therefore, we unanimously move to recommend approval of the application.
Motion made by Counselor Craig Cormier, seconded by Counselor Tassoni to approve the application. Is there discussion on the motion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. Motion passes. Item 11110, applications for motor vehicle dealers licenses Class 2. A, AC Auto Clinic 411 Parker Street. B, Brian's Auto Sales 549 West Broadway. C, Gardner Auto Mart Incorporated 182 West Street. D, Gardner Motors LLC 119 Pearson Boulevard. E, JPJ Automotive LLC 78 East Broadway. F, Mike's Auto 251 East Broadway. G, Osagi Enterprise LLC 43 Toby Street. H, Rick's Radiator Repair Used Car Sales 800 West Broadway. I, Salvador Chevrolet 421 West Broadway. J, Salvador Chevrolet 249 Tiffany Boulevard. K, Rob's Dino Services LLC 268 Coleman Street. L, J Wood Incorporated 361 West Street. M, Riverside Auto 65 Riverside Road. N, Blake Motors 412 Main Street. O, TJ and Sons Auto Repair and Towing Incorporated 537 West Broadway. Report from the Public Safety Committee, Councilor Craig Cormier.
Again, the Safety Committee did have a chance to meet with the Chief of Police and City Clerk on all of these applications. The Chief said all businesses had been inspected by his officers. He is recommending approval of all applications with the exception of D, Gardner Motors LLC 119 Pearson Boulevard. They are not in compliance with their license. They've been met with several times and they are still not in compliance. All other locations are in compliance, both with their use of the property that they're on and up to date on their taxes. So we therefore unanimously moved to approve all applications with the exception of D, Gardner Motors LLC 119 Pearson Boulevard.
Second.
Motion made by Councilor Craig Cormier, seconded by Councilor Tassoni to pass the applications with the exception of D, Gardner Motors LLC 119 Pearson Boulevard. Is there discussion on the motion? Councilor Walsh?
I just have one question. Will this be left open for compliance or is it?
We were told to, well, their license currently will expire on the 31st.
Okay.
So.
Thank you, Councilor. Further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. The motion passes. Item 11111, applications for motor vehicle dealers licenses Class 3. A, Osagi Enterprise LLC, used auto parts sales 43 Toby Street. B, Riverside Auto 65 Riverside Road. Councilor Craig Cormier.
Yes, we had a chance to meet on this item as well with the Chief of Police and the City Clerk. Both locations are in compliance with their application as well as taxes, and we therefore unanimously move to approve both applications.
Second.
Motion made by Councilor Craig Cormier, seconded by Councilor Paul Tassoni to pass and approve the applications. Is there discussion on the motion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. Motion passes. Unfinished business and matters for reconsideration. Item 11112, an ordinance to amend the Code of the City of Gardner, Chapter 675 thereof entitled Zoning, to add sports betting to the zoning table of uses. Councilor Heath.
Thank you, Madam President. I'm going to go ahead and ask for more time for this, both 11112 and 11113, as at the last meeting I asked for a joint public hearing, or meeting, I'm sorry. So I know that they just met on that Tuesday, the 12th. I think that was Tuesday, so the 12th. And they all voted unanimously that they're in favor. However, we have to go ahead and go with the joint public meeting. So more time, please.
If there is no objection, we will have more time on item 11112 and 11113, an ordinance to amend the code of the city of Gardner, chapter 655 thereof, entitled zoning, to amend section 1070 thereof, entitled marijuana establishments, to change the method to increase the quota allowed by the code of the city of Gardner. We will have more time on those. There is no new business. Council comments and remarks. Are there any council comments and remarks? Councilor Boone?
Thank you, Madam President. After 14 years on the Gardner School Committee, 10 years on the Monty Tech School Committee, and geez, I forget, 8 or 10 years on the City Council, it's time to move on, and in fact, move south. Well, temporarily for winter. It's always been a dream, so that's the goal, and I didn't feel it was appropriate to be on either of the committees if I'm not in the city. But I'm really proud, and I want to thank the voters, the city council, the school committees for all their help over the years, and I wish all of you the best and keep up the great work for the city. We're really making some nice strides. It's nice to see, and you know it's been a pet peeve of mine downtown, and I'm so happy to see that it's really coming around. And that's all. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, Councilor. Further council comments, remarks? Councilor Tyros?
Thank you, Madam President. I just want to take a moment to recognize and thank the Gardner Centennial Committee. They've put in a lot of work over the past year, celebrating our city's 100th year as a city. And I know the winter ball at the end of this month kind of concludes that celebration. So thanks to that committee.
Thank you, Councilor. Further council comments, remarks? Councilor Ron Cormier?
As a very senior member of this council, I'm going to be sad to be missing our two Jims. I've worked with both of them for a long time. Councilor Walsh only has a few years, maybe even less than a year of service on a council than I have. We've worked together for many years, and I'm going to miss both his wit and his wisdom. And he's set us straight on occasion. Probably he should have done it more often than not. But I expect perhaps he'll text us during the course of a meeting in the future, tell us to wise up and pay attention. With that, Jim, I will miss you both.
Thank you, Councilor.
And thank you guys. And to everyone else, a Merry Christmas.
Thank you, Councilor. Further council comments, remarks? Councilor Walsh?
I'm going to stand for this because back in early February of 1981, when it was the practice of councilors to stand when they spoke, when they addressed the council, because there were no microphones and there was no video. There was the radio, and we all thought that everybody in the city was listening. But in early February of 1981, there was a vacancy in the position of Ward 2 City Councilor by reason of the resignation of Roland Alves, who affectionately known as Buster. I sought that position, and after 3 ballots of a vote of the City Council, I became the Ward 2 City Councilor. Thereafter, I served 4 years as a Ward 2 Councilor, and then after that, 16 years as a Councilor at Large, and more recently, 10 years as a Ward 1 Councilor. During those years as member of the Council, I served 14 years as its Council President, and 2 stints as acting mayor. And during the course of those years, I also served 4 years as the city solicitor. So public service has been part of my life for a very long time, and I'm very proud of it. And I'm proud of the work that we do here in the City Council. During that period of time, since I first got on, we've faced innumerable challenges, some of the highlights of which I believe are the implementation of Proposition 2.5, which was a monstrous challenge to everybody across Massachusetts, including the city of Gardner, but we prevailed. We faced the challenge of the indictment, conviction, and incarceration of the sitting mayor. And that was a tragedy as well as a challenge, but we survived that as well. More recently, the huge challenges brought by the COVID pandemic and the chaos that it could have been, but the relatively smooth operation of government through that difficult period was a testament to the good work of the council and of city government generally. And that's, the work we do here in the city council is important. You think about it for a second, the city, the voters of the city entrust us with the responsibility of looking carefully after their tax dollars. It's an important responsibility, one that we should take and do take seriously. The people look to us to ensure their safety through the public, through the police department, through the fire department, through the public health department. They look to the city government and us overseeing their budgets to ensure that our water supply system and its delivery to citizens is looked after, that our city streets are plowed and maintained and improved. They look to the disposal of solid and liquid waste that we ensure for the people of Gardner, to the maintenance of our roads and sidewalks. All of these are things that that are important work. And what I like about it, and what always drew me to local government, is that these are the things that are closest to the everyday people on a day-to-day basis. We're not sitting in Boston, we're not sitting in Washington, we're not sitting in a county government. We're dealing with day-to-day issues as minuscule as a pothole that needs to be filled, or as significant as a rape or murder that has to be investigated and prosecuted. We do that all here at the local level, and it's a tribute to city government that we do those responsibly. With all of the years of service that I've described, it's impossible not to learn a few things, and the passage of time does that for us as well, because we're confronted with that every day. But things that I've learned that I pass on for whatever value it might be, listen carefully, but remember that sometimes what isn't said is more important than what is. I've tried to follow the rule of 5 Ps. Prior preparation prevents poor performance. It's served me well. I think it's a value that I've tried to instill on my 4 children. And do the work. I've tried to. Be prepared. Don't believe everything everybody tells you. Be skeptical, helpful. Provide healthy skepticism to your role here in the council, because you won't always get the straight story. Ask questions. Talk to people. Follow up on things. Do that before the council meeting arrives, because as I learned as a young lawyer, you never ask a question to which you don't already know the answer. And it's served me well, and I think it does. Not all new ideas are good ideas. And a healthy skepticism about something new is healthy. Finally, we're the guardian of the taxpayer dollars. People count on us to spend their money wisely, and we have a responsibility to do that. Frugality is not a dirty word. It shouldn't be, and we shouldn't think of it as just wanting more to spend. Sometimes it's better to not spend money and to leave it in the hands of the people who provide it to us. Finally, we've confronted many issues during the course of most recently with open meeting problems and ethics issues that sometimes come up. So I leave you with this, and remember, a nod is as good as a wink to a blind horse. Thank you.
Thank you, Counselor. Further council comments, remarks? I would just like to say to Councilor Boone and to Councilor Walsh, thank you very much for your service, for all of your years here in the city. And I appreciate your time, your encouragement, especially in this role. There's a lot. Councilor Walsh brought a lot to me for that, for sure. And we just, want to thank you from, the city of Gardner. I have to say it's, I told Councilor Walsh when I first started, it was weird for me to call him Jim because I called him Mr. Walsh my whole life. And he told me that things change is okay. Things are different, and so they are. I think that future city council meetings will be different without your presence, and but the council's legacy will certainly be fulfilled and will certainly be changed by all that you've contributed, and that's okay. So I just want to again just say thank you very much for all of the time that you've spent and the care that you've given, the examples that you've made. I know that I certainly really appreciate it, and I think we've all learned a thing or two from it, so thank you. And also happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and Happy New Year to everybody out there. Glad to end the council meeting on a good note. Any further council comments, remarks? Okay, I will entertain a motion on the floor to adjourn after the closing prayer.
So moved.
James?
I have the motion.
Motion made by Councilor Boone, seconded by Councilor Walsh. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say no. Motion passes. Almighty Father, who sees over all, as we adjourn, we thank you for the opportunity of joint deliberation and action witnessed during the course of this meeting. Bless the Lord, all those gathered here, and the people whose representatives we are, and do thou attend to our common welfare until our next meeting. Amen. Meeting stands adjourned. Thank you, everyone.